As we've reported, La Crosse's mayor has a budget proposal that holds the line on taxes for city residents.
But where exactly is the money coming from? New at 6 tonight, News 8's Keely Arthur joins us now with a breakdown of the proposed budget.
This plan continues the downward trend of spending in La Crosse. Mayor Kabat says the goal of his proposed budget was to cut costs while keeping programs intact and fees down. He says rather than charge residents more, he wants to use money already within the city.
The city takes very seriously the dollars that we spend.
La Crosse's budget for 2015 is estimated to be $70.8 million, more than $300,000 down from last year. Mayor Tim Kabat says it's the result of cutting down on spending and using carryover funds.
We're taking those dollars that were taxed for and budgeted for in previous years that were not spent, and we're saying, okay, those are not just going to sit there anymore. We're going to actually move them forward and utilize them on revenue for this budget.
The total budget is made up of two amounts. $36.7 million comes from revenue generated from different areas, including building permits, fees, and state aid. The rest comes from $34.1 million taxpayer dollars. Kabat says that under state law, the city could tax about $800,000 more because of construction costs and tax totals from previous years.
That's not how I think we should be approaching it. We should be approaching it as looking at our services and our programs and what does it take for resources to, basically provide those services, and then let's look at the costs.
Property taxes are $500,000 lower than last year. While the numbers are down, it only translates into a 3-cent decrease for the average La Crosse household. And La Crosse has one of the highest tax levies per capita in the state.
The property taxes are too high. They're much different than the surrounding communities, and not that you'll ever be able to cut that, in half. But I do think it's important for us to take that seriously.
It's important to point out that more than 20% of the budget funding is expected to come from state and federal aid. About $14 million came from Wisconsin last year. And if the amount is different this year, Kabat says changes will need to be made.
Thank you, Keely. Starting next week, the proposed budget will go through a series of reviews. A final budget will be adopted in late November.